Coach, Porter, you talked about wanting more on the defensive side of the ball recently. Just what do you think went wrong, especially early in the game?
It's really hard matchup with anybody in the country the way they are. They're bigs. I think their bigs are they're not only big, they compete at obviously a championship level. Those three, Condon, Haw, and Chimlu, those three, just so physical. Their interior passing, I mean, they really pass big to big together. They can score one-on-one in the block, and then they go get it. Just really, really tough matchups for anybody. Those guys, you can just see the championship caliber players. You can tell they played in but I don't think we had answers for those bigs. I mean, just you can't simulate that. You don't play. They're physical. They're skilled, but I thought their one-on-one post scoring and the passing. I mean, Condon 6 assists. That big-to-big passing is just so hard to guard. They just drop it over. If you come to rotate, they drop the other one over. They're throwing it up by the rim. Just really hard answers for those three.
Porter, what was the difference in the second half for you offensively? Did you feel you guys just looked like you had better rhythm and everything in the second half?
You know, we always talk about the play after the play, and I thought, I just thought we had one option, and then we just stood around. I didn't think our movement, and that's what we talked about at halftime, is just way better movement. I thought we had way better movement in the second half. And I tell you that you watch Florida, that's what Florida does so well. Florida's movement nonstop. That's why we had to go to a zone, their movement and screening. They have those three big guys, and they just lay the lumber on screens. They're an elite screening team. But I didn't love our movement. I thought they'd take away an option or two, and then you got to play after the play, and that's what I think they're very good at. You take away one option, two options, they just keep playing. The screen in, the bigs come up, they can pass, and they always can just throw it in, and they can go get it. Even when they have bad possessions, they can go get it off the glass. But that's what we talked about. I mean, we had 2 assists, 7 turnovers at half. In the second half, we had 11 assists, 4 turnovers. We had 11 assists, 4 turnovers in the second half, 2 assists, 7. It was night and day difference of moving the ball, just trying to get some rhythm and movement. Obviously, Krill gave us a spark, being able to do that. We've talked about his skill level doing that, and he was able to get that done early in there. So hopefully we can build off that with him.
Or when you have a team that, they're all trying to learn to play together, is that what you're talking about? You go to them, now that Alabama's coming saying, you saw what this team did, we need to be able to do these things to be successful.
Yeah, it's like our young big kid, Kai Rogers. He's got a body like that, but the motor those guys play with. And that's what you develop through experience and through age. You develop that motor. They just had a tremendous motor. That's what we, talking with that. But, I thought a lot of things that we can take from this, but it's just hard to even simulate. You just don't see that size and skill and toughness and motor between 6'10", 6'11", 6'11". Like those three, you got to tip your hat to them with that.
What's up, Kirill and Mo on the floor at the same time?
Yeah.
Are you working that out? Is that going to be something moving forward that you use?
Yeah, we talked about it this week, playing that size and rebounding, and we started putting in a couple things offensively with it. But we got to play the best players on the floor, and right now we've got some guys that we need to play better. We need to play better, whatever the combination is. If the combination is 2 centers, then that are giving us the best chance to win and compete and rebound in the SEC, then we have to continue to look at that. And we did that tonight, and I think it's something to really we knew we were going to do that tonight. And Crow got 4 rebounds, so that's a positive.
Porter, you mentioned trying to build off this performance for Kirill moving forward. Just how much more comfortable have you seen him get in the 3 weeks since he's been here?
So much more. I mean, just by terminology. I mean, imagine like all of us who speak the same language. Like, I got to work on terminology. Nigel had at Miami, what Darian had at Alabama. The same play might be different terminology, a shake bet, whatever it is. Imagine learning different terminology, but then they got to learn a different language. That's tough, man. And I think every day he's getting more comfortable. You could just see it in practice the last couple of days. He's just getting comfortable, and he was comfortable tonight. and just want to keep building on that confidence with them.
Porter, what's your biggest challenge as a head coach right now? 4-game slide,
Yeah.
Alabama coming in. What's the biggest challenge for you?
I think we got to continue to develop depth, and when the depth doesn't get the minutes because they're not, it's a what comes first. You earn minutes by Tom Brady has a great video. He talks about his reps, and he was like, I didn't get my reps early on, then I got 2 reps, and I made great. My 2 reps were great, then I got 4, then I got 6. We've got to have that mentality with the guys that are maybe only getting 5-6 minutes. Maybe that turns into 12, but you cannot not be deep in this league. You can't be deep, and we have to get deeper productions because if you're not deep, it puts so much pressure on your first 5 that all of them got to play well. And that's just unrealistic. And I thought Nigel played really well at A&M, and I thought X was struggling. I thought X was really good tonight. So it gives you, when you get guys off the bench, we got to get Dayton back healthy going again. So the biggest challenge, we've got to continue to build that depth, and then understand this: there's opportunity in this league. Yes, we just lost 3 in a row. We've got opportunity to come back Saturday. I mean, and every win can be just thrown on the board for a resume win. And we talked about that last year. You just can't get down. You got to keep fighting. So we're going to take a much-needed day off tomorrow, and we're going to come back Thursday ready to fight, get better.
What you mentioned last year, I think it was a 5-game skid, and then after that, you guys seemed to really improve and went on that.
Yeah.
Do you think something similar could maybe happen?
I mean, that's what your hope is, to keep playing better to get to that point. But no doubt, you're not going to see any quit in the team. You're not going to see any quit in the staff. It's so early, and there's a lot of paths. But we do have to, play better so we can win. You got to start throwing some wins in the win column, and this league is unforgiving. It is. You come back from a 2-game road trip and you get Florida, and you got to turn around. You got Alabama. So our focus will be preparing for Alabama on Saturday.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Porter.
Thank you.